Sunlight filters through the lush foliage of the oak tree, casting patches of golden light, and the oak is laden with heavy acorns. Skippy, a clever squirrel, collects acorns and uses them as tools. Tiao leaped nimbly among the branches, her figure agile, like a forest sprite. 1, 2, 3. I collected so many acorns today. It carefully counted today's harvest, a satisfied smile rippling across its furry cheek. The sunlight shone on Tiao, gilding its furry body with a layer of gold, making it look particularly lively and adorable. Acorns are its winter treasure, each one containing the hope of survival. Jumping's figure merges with the oak tree, creating a vibrant natural painting. A huge shadow loomed over the canopy, and the aura of death quietly descended. A vulture circles in the air, its greedy eyes fixed on the ground below. Hee hee! I found my prey! The vulture cackled, its voice sharp and grating. Tiao raised his head in horror, looking desperately at the grim reaper circling in the sky. Oh no! It's the Vulture King! Hopper's voice trembled, and fear flooded his heart. Inner monologue. Don't panic. Nuts are my weapon. Tiao clutched the nut tightly. It was his last hope and only weapon. The figure of the vulture is getting closer and closer, and the shadow of death is getting heavier and heavier. Jump quickly scattered the nuts around the rough tree trunk. 3 on the left, 5 on the right. Jump calculated carefully to ensure everything was foolproof. He carefully hid the nuts on the branch, as if guarding a treasure. Little squirrel, you can't hide! The vulture's voice echoed in the air, with a hint of mockery. Jump, completely unaware of the approaching danger, remained focused on his treasure hunt. Jump carefully checks the elasticity of the branch to make sure it can bear the weight of the nut. Every position must be precise. His voice was low and firm, with an undeniable confidence. The sunlight shines on the tree trunk, and Jump's figure appears particularly focused and determined in the light and shadow. The vulture swooped down rapidly from high altitude, its sharp claws gleaming coldly. I got you! The vulture shrieked, accelerating towards its prey. Jumping wagged its tail and hit the first nut. A nut fell, hitting a distant branch with a crisp sound. There! The vulture turned at the sound, its eyes fierce. Jumping seized the opportunity and deftly hid on the other side of the tree trunk. The plan begins. Zhao's eyes were firm, ready to meet the new challenge. The vulture missed its target and circled angrily in the air. The sunlight is streaming down, and Jump is leaping nimbly on the oak tree. The sound of it knocking on the nuts is crisp and melodious. Bang, bang! The nuts fell in response, playing a harvest movement in the forest. Left? Right? The vulture circled in the air, greedily searching for the delicious morsel that had fallen. Jump is so clever! The other small animals hid under the tree, watching Jump's figure with envy. Jump nimbly moves through the branches, each leap full of energy. Nuts fell like rain, a reward for Jump's hard work. The vulture circled anxiously in the air, waiting to share in this joyful harvest. The small animals looked up at Jump, their hearts filled with admiration and praise. Sunlight streamed down, and a squirrel leaped, drawing a swift arc through the treetops. With quick eyes and hands, he fixed his gaze on the few plump nuts on the branch, holding his breath and concentrating. The final blow. The squirrel hit multiple nuts at the same time, and the crisp sound of the impact echoed through the woods, creating a surround sound effect. The nuts were knocked down, scattering like raindrops, making a noisy sound. There are too many voices. The vulture was disoriented and dizzy, lost in a stereo. Bang! The vulture crashed headfirst into the thick tree trunk, scattering feathers. The sound of impact startled the sleeping forest. Birds and sparrows took flight, and leaves rustled. The vulture flapped its wings, clumsily trying to take off. The air filled with annoyed whispers. He stumbled awkwardly into the branches, his feathers ruffled, cursing angrily. "How annoying! My head is spinning," the vulture complained, finally breaking free and flying away. Jump stood on the branch, watching the vulture flee in panic, his small figure filled with the joy of victory. Sometimes, the simplest things are the best weapons. Jump's voice was crisp, echoing through the trees. The sunlight shines on Jump, coating him in a golden light, making him look even more radiant. The wind blows through the treetops, and the leaves rustle, as if cheering for Jump's victory. The sunlight shines down, and the small animals cautiously poke their heads out, their curious gazes converging. "Jumping, teach us that trick." Faced with a powerful opponent, clever strategy is more important than brute force. The grass rustled slightly, and a small bird perched on a branch, cautiously looking around. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves, as if whispering tales of wisdom. The sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground, and everything seems so vibrant.